Okay, so our, so our first step here is going to be putting this mechanical lube on any parts that are metal touching metal. So I like to do that first so I can get it out of the way with my gloves and then change my gloves and then just assemble. So you're going to put a little bit onto this piece, mostly here, because this is where it's going to be like inside of the machine. And then I like to put it on this piece as well, because this is going to go into like a metal tube. And then I'm going to change my gloves because I have mechanical lube on these ones. So starting with this little rubber piece, this is going to go around the first piece that we lubed up, like this, and that's going to keep it in place when we put it in the machine. And then this is going to go straight into the machine in the very back of the tube, kind of push that out of the way, into the hole in the back. It's shaped a certain way, so you might have to turn it and push until it locks into place. But you'll feel it go in further, and then that's how you know it's in the right spot. Next, I'm going to take this piece. This is going to be the part that scrapes the shake off of the side, and these are the actual scrapers. These just get set onto these prongs right here. So there's one that's going to go here, and one that's going to go kind of diagonal over here. This is going to go in this side first because this is the same shape as the piece that we just put in there. And then this side is going to be facing outwards. So this is going to go into the tube like that. And then again, you'll probably have to spin it for a second until you feel it line up with that piece in the back, and then you can push it all the way in. Next, you can grab this piece. And we're going to take this really important little white part and put it here. That's going to kind of stabilize it in the back. This is going to go into the first piece that we did, but in between that big scraper that we put in. This one's really tricky to put in because you can't really see the hole in the back. So I kind of like to get on my knees here, kind of set it in there, and then kind of angle it up until I can see it going into that hole. And then once it's in there, you can feel it kind of spin around and be kind of secure. It'll still rest because it's really long, but it's definitely like restrained in the back. The next part is the face that we're dealing with. So with the face, this part that we lubed up is going to go right inside. And then this little brown piece is going to go in there. On this side of the face, we're going to put this rubber O-ring. This is what keeps shake from leaking through, so it's really important that this is lined up when you put it onto the machine. Sometimes it is like a little bit wonky, but you're just going to want to make sure it doesn't slide off as you're putting it on the machine. This white part is going to go there. And then we can see that O-ring is pretty snug and flat. So I'm going to take these screws. I'm going to take the face of it, and then this hole is going to go with this part here. Then you just screw these guys on. You're going to want to make sure these are pretty tight so that the shake doesn't leak out of the face. this guy here, this is what the syrup lines come out of. So to put this on, it's essentially force, but not drastic force. It's more of like a wiggling and push. So you kind of wiggle it back and forth until you feel it pop into place. And then you take these corresponding tubes and just lock them in there. All right, and then we're gonna take this piece. This is gonna go right inside of this tube we just put on, and it's going to connect to the brown tube on top. So you're going to push this up. You see it pop out of the top here, and then this piece, which kind of extends from the top of the machine, gets pulled down. This sheath here gets pulled up so that this gap is closed. And that's how you attach it onto the piece we just put in. You might have to spin it slightly until you feel it go up all the way. But once you do, you can let the sheath down and it'll be on there pretty securely. This piece is going to get interlocked here. It just swings back and forth. And lastly, this pin for the machine is going to go into this little hole here and through this O here. So I start by going like this and then into the hole. It's all done.